I never knew my great-grandparents, but I've heard a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. Give me some sense of what you've heard about them. What did you know about what part of the world they came from? Or...
Well, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
My, in fact, both my paternal and maternal grandparents all from Virginia. My father, a muse, came from Franklin County, Virginia, and my mother's parents were from Danville, Virginia, Pittsylvania County, in a place outside of Danville called Almagro, and I'm not sure whether it's still called Almagro now, but that was way back then.
Mm-hmm. And their parents also came from the same area?
No, one is from West, I guess Franklin County would be called Western Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Near Roanoke, it's where Pinhook is. And actually, my grandparents were from Pinhook, Virginia, which was in Franklin County.
Mm-hmm.
That was my father's parents. My mother's parents were in Almagro, Virginia, which was Pittsylvania County, and part of Danville, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
A tobacco town. And
were they part, as far back as you can go, were your forebears from a particular plantations or?
not that I know. As far back, only thing I can remember about my grandmother on my mother's parents. My grandmother, slavery ended, and she has a chance of going to college because they had somehow gotten some training before then. But instead of that, she got married to Charlie Smith. And the brother, Moses Smith, opened his own grocery store in Almagro that was outside of Danville. So my family now, my cousins now, on the Smith side, all around, still some in, one of them is in Liberia, back where part of it came from. And of course, my father's descendants, my grandparents, are still in Mondsville, Virginia. But where we grew up, I grew up in Danville, Virginia, and there are none of us who live there now.
Now, you, as I understand it, you were named after
My grandfather,
grandfather.
Frank Muse, yes.
Tell me about what kind of man he was. Tell me about him.
Well, some people called him a character. He was resourceful. He he was a tobacco farmer, and he did very well. He resisted anybody who said he couldn't. I mean, there's a story in my book that they tell us. I wouldn't know whether that happened. That when the KKK came onto the farm in Franklin County in Pennsylvania, that he ran them off, and then he shot the horses, and then told them to come back and get them off. That was Frank. That was my grandfather. So through the years, and I'm named for my grandfather. I was the first child. So there are times when I did something that maybe they didn't approve of. They say, "You just like your grandfather." And for that, I said, "Okay, I'm proud of that."